Nice to be back. It's been a while since I made my last video about Dame Agatha Christie and the book covers that were illustrated for her by Tom Adams. But something happened recently to me which was quite unexpected, and I thought, that needs a short video. And this is what this video is going to be about. Now, you know that Agatha Christie is one of my favourite authors. As you can see behind, I have an extensive collection of her novels and books about her, her autobiography, which I've got here, and her and biographies about her, and lots of other information about the times that she lived and her time when she was a nurse and an apocrypher's assistant. That's a difficult word to say, but basically a chemist's assistant at a hospital in Torquay. Now, what's this special event? Well, I give talks to different groups on various different subjects, and one of the talks I give is on the poisons used by Dame Agatha Christie to eliminate her characters. And I link that in to poisons in the garden, so plants that we have in the garden which are poisonous, and you'll see the books, some of the books that I use to do that. So I was giving this talk on the novels of Dame Agatha and the poisons that she used from the garden. And after it was over, there was a time for questions, and a lady asked me, have you ever met Agatha Christie? Now, that took me back a bit. Agatha Christie was born in 1890 and she died in 1976. Now, I was born in 1945, so that made me 31 when she died. So there was an overlap where I could possibly have met her, but I never did. However, this particular lady said, well, I have actually nursed Agatha Christie, and I said to her, would you be prepared to give me a voice interview after this talk is over? So after the talk was over, we went into a little side room, and she explained to me how she had nursed Agatha Christie when Agatha was around, in her 80s, and how she was a nurse, how this particular lady was a nurse at the Nuffield Orthopaedic Hospital in Oxford. And she was only 17 at the time, but she was allocated to a private ward, and the sister in charge said, we have a very special patient coming in, and it's Dame Agatha Christie. So and then this lady very kindly told me a little bit about some of the things that she encountered when she was nursing Agatha Christie. So that's the video that I'd like to show. That's the voice recording I'd like to share with you. Now, I'd like to add on all sorts of pictures from the Nuffield and from Agatha's husband, and all sorts of things about typewriters and things like that. But unfortunately, due to copyright reasons, I just am not able to do that. All the photos used in this video are ones I've taken, so they belong to me, and there is perhaps just one, and I've used the book cover from her autobiography to illustrate one little point, but that's all. So basically that's it, and I thought I'd like to share this with you because it's not often you meet someone who's met one of your favourite authors, and that's what this video is about. I'll be back with you very shortly after all this, but in the meantime, just enjoy this interview.
Back in 1970, I was a very innocent 17-year-old orthopaedic nursing student at the Nuffield Orthopaedic Centre in Oxford. I think it was my fourth ward. I was sent to the private patients unit, which was one run by a very strict sister called Sister Victor Smith. And one of the patients who was admitted was Agatha Christie. She was admitted with a fractured femur. She would have been in her early 80s then. And I do remember having to put her typewriter onto her bedside table each day so that she could sit up in bed and type. And then each evening her secretary would come in and pick up the papers for the day. I also remember her husband, Lord Manawan, coming in and sitting next to her. They were an extremely close and loving couple, and it was a joy to nurse her.
Thank you very much. You're the actually first person I've ever met who's met Agatha Christie. Thank you. Welcome back again. I hope you found that interesting, and hope you also found it enjoyable. Not much more I can say really, except that studying Agatha Christie is fascinating. There's all sorts of facets to her life, and but even better is reading her books. There's some cracking books there, and especially in this period of lockdown in which we're in at the moment, they're a great way to escape. Well, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, take care.